Maybe you're tired of budget travel, or maybe you are looking to treat yourself, or maybe you're looking to save money on a trip that you have coming up. No, I'm not going to tell you to take an empty water bottle through security and fill it up after. No offense if you do that, but let's look at some strategies that's going to save you a lot more money. Number 1, booking advance. No, way in advance. Let me show you how powerful this is, okay? So last year in 2023, I wanted to go see Usher in Vegas. His residency was blowing up all over social media and it looked like a lot of fun and I really wanted to go. I started looking for tickets around January 2023. I was looking for February or March and the tickets were like $600. Okay, VIP was $2,000. And I'm not the type of person where I wanted to be sitting all the way in the top in the bleachers. That's not the best experience for me, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I was starting to get a little sad because I really wanted to go, but I didn't want to pay that much for a ticket. So I decided to look further out. I started looking at around 5 months, like the end of June, the beginning of July. And in addition to that, instead of just looking at weekends, like Friday nights or Saturday nights, I checked during the week and he had shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which were way cheaper. And I found VIP tickets for $300. I'm not even kidding you. I didn't even care about looking at the regular seats anymore because checking 6 months out allowed me to be able to elevate my experience and get into VIP. So this is me right next to the stage. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. He was so close. And I had a lot of room around me. It wasn't even crowded. It was such an amazing time. I'm really happy I didn't force myself and go last minute. It can be challenging to have to wait so long, but it is worth it because you can afford so much more because everything is so much cheaper. Even the hotels were expensive. So when I was looking for January, February, the Cosmopolitan was $800 a night. But because I booked it so far out, I was able to get a room and then get an upgrade to my favorite view in all of Las Vegas, and it was such an affordable, reasonable price. For the rest of the footage from Las Vegas, you can check out this video. It's actually my second video ever on YouTube, but it is sort of a fun, cheeky video, so I hope you like it. I will link it at the end. Split your accommodations. So one of the things that I do, let's say I really want to stay at a nice hotel or I have this hotel on my bucket list. What I'll do is if I can't afford to stay there for the entire duration of my trip, I will find a more affordable hotel that's still sort of nice, but I'll stay there first for a couple nights and then I will go to the hotel that I really want to go to and I'll stay there for a night or 2 nights, and then that way I did save some money for the first part of the trip, so it's not super expensive, but I also got to enjoy what I really wanted to enjoy and stayed where I really wanted to stay. I'm going to London in a couple weeks and I was able to book a round trip flight from New York City to London for a little over $200. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, more so towards the end of the video. Go somewhere cheap. Now, there are a lot of places that are safe and inexpensive where you can travel to. The flight might cost you a little much, or it might take some time to get there. For example, if you're going to Asia. But once you arrive, you can stay in top accommodations and you can eat well and you can have an amazing time without breaking the bank. When I was in Bali, for example, I took a 1-hour Grab ride. Now, Grab is the equivalent of Uber. The ride cost me $5 US. Yes. Think about it for a second. A 1-hour ride in a taxi for $5. Oh my gosh, I was bawling. I was tipping 100%, 200% sometimes. I was able to eat well and I was eating at top restaurants because it wasn't expensive. I was able to rent luxury Airbnbs by myself because it wasn't expensive and I had an amazing time doing it. And it made my trip so much better. If you're looking for places that are closer to America than Asia, there are places in Europe, there are places in the Caribbean. I've heard that Portugal's pretty inexpensive. I've heard that Poland is safe and inexpensive. I've heard that Romania is a good place to go to. I've heard that there are places in Costa Rica that are inexpensive and safe. Another thing I do to save money is that I go to multiple destinations in the same area, especially if I'm going somewhere that's far away. I know at first this might not sound like a good way to save money, but hear me out for a little, okay? If you're looking to go to Europe, it's better to go and then do, let's say, London, Paris, Amsterdam. Or maybe you do Athens, the Greek islands, and Istanbul in one trip. Or in my case, when I went to Asia a few months ago, I went to Singapore, Bangkok, Bali, and Phuket in the same trip. And because Asia is so far away and it takes so many hours to get to and it's so expensive to fly there, I felt like I got a lot of value for my money just hopping around to different countries instead of flying there now and maybe only going to Singapore and then 9 months or 10 months from now flying to Thailand. Plan your trip opposite of everyone else. For example, the Caribbean is a little bit cheaper during the warmer months than it is in the wintertime because people will go there to escape the cold during winter. However, if you plan your trip around September when school opens, you'll see that you can even score more discounts. For Europe, the winter is cold, but it is way cheaper than the summer. So if you can go around wintertime, also you want to avoid the holidays. The holidays, we all know things are more expensive. But if you go right after New Year's, like maybe January 5th or January 8th, you'll also get a lot of discounts. Now, I know that you've probably heard that you can save money by going to the grocery store and making your own breakfast or maybe making your own lunch. But do you know what's way better than all of that? Skipping it all together. That's right, I'm talking about intermittent fasting. This can save you so much money. Just skip breakfast and maybe have a small snack for lunch and then treat yourself to an amazing dinner. Now, you may not like this idea at first, but not only are you going to be able to eat good in the dinner time, you are not going to have to worry about gaining weight on vacation, right? And you're going to feel healthier. You're going to have so much more energy throughout the day. If you've ever done intermittent fasting, you know this is so good for you. So why not use it to save money? Win-win. Another thing that I do to save money is that I buy alcohol by the bottle, especially if you can get it duty-free. If you drink, you know that cocktails cost a lot of money, especially when you're out and you're having a cup of cocktails. It adds up quickly. Usually when I'm getting ready, for example, when I'm putting on my makeup, I just make myself a drink and I sip on it. By the time I get to the restaurant or wherever I'm going, I sort of already have a little buzz where I don't need to drink. And even if I do, I can just buy one drink and sip on it. I also try to get disposable coffee cups and I'll take my drink to go. Usually what I do is, let's say I'm on a resort and I'm going down to the beach area, something like that. I'll make a drink in my room and I'll take it with me down there versus buying individual drinks from them. Making my own cocktail is so much cheaper. Just be careful with this, okay? I'm not recommending that you walk around with alcohol, okay? I am just telling you what I do, and usually I do this on resorts. Don't get in trouble and don't break any laws. If you're doing any shopping, don't forget your VAT refund. And of course, it depends on where you're traveling to and where you're from. When you're in the store, you're going to ask them for a form. You're going to fill it out. You're going to drop it off at the airport when you're returning. And in some cases, you can get up to 20% back. That's a lot of money depending on how much you spend. Book directly with the hotel. So unless I'm using Chase Travel or Amex Travel, I usually book directly with the hotel. And especially because I am booking so far in advance, let's say I have a hotel that I really want to stay at, I will sign up for their mailing list and I will wait to see if they have any like deals or discounts or any specials going on, and I will book it through them. I don't use sites like booking.com or Expedia or TripAdvisor or any sites like that anymore because I realize when you use those sites, you get the worst rooms. And let's say the hotel is empty or not that busy. You can get an upgrade when you book directly through the hotel. But when you book through these third-party sites, there's a rare chance that you'll get an upgrade. Whenever I book with Amex, I usually get an upgrade. But let's say I book with the hotel and I'm checking in. I usually just ask them, hey, do you guys have any upgrades today? And sometimes I get it. Not every time, but I have gotten it before. Worst case scenario, you just have to sign up for their rewards program, which is generally free. And usually it's like the SPG program or something like that. But they'll also give you free Wi-Fi and you'll get your upgrade. That doesn't happen if you book through these third-party sites. Oh, also another thing, don't look up the prices for hotels or flights that you really want to book until the day that you're ready to book them. For some reason, when you're ready to book them, they're more expensive. And it's not because of time, because you could check tomorrow and it's going to be a different price. But if you're on a completely separate computer, the prices are the same. I'm not sure if different browsers work anymore, or maybe they go by your IP address. I'm not 100% sure. But I do know that when you check the price for somewhere you want to go and then you come back and you book it later, it's going to be more expensive. So a good way to save yourself some money is to use a separate computer to check the prices out. And then when you're ready to book, use your regular computer. Okay, let's talk about points and using points to save you money. First of all, if you're booking your vacations with points, congratulations. Now, if you are not using points to book your vacations, you are losing money. Trust me, you are losing so much money. Every time I use my cards, I get points. And when I have enough points, I just use it to book things. And this is how I can book things for free. The best travel cards, in my opinion, are the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Amex Platinum cards. These cards are so amazing because basically they give so many perks. A lot of times people go to sign up for the cards and they see the price and it sort of deters them, but the cards are basically free. I think the cards are free because I get so much money back. And maybe you're thinking, I don't qualify for these cards right now. But if you know anything about my story at all, I was evicted at one point and I had my car repossessed at one point. I had a lot of credit cards closed on me at one point. So whatever your financial situation is right now, it can be temporary if you choose for it to be temporary. As long as you're someone that has a decent income and you travel here or there, these cards are going to level up your travel experience.